I'm here to facilitate something so that you can do the work. I'm not doing the work. Don't thank me. Thank yourself. I provided the venue. You did all the work. You did all the planning. You did the recruiting. And a lot of people don't see it that way because the fitness field, especially at the beginning of the year, lose 20 pounds. Go on this eating habit. And the first three letters of diet are what? D-I-E. Die.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Gym Owners Growth Zone podcast. I'm your host, Andres Escobar, and I'm so ready to share this episode and the conversation I had with our guest, Bertha Wainer. Bertha is a seasoned fitness professional with over 40 years of experience, and she was the fitness director of the Miami Lakes Shoeless Athletic Club. Yeah, that's right. That's Miami Dolphins Shula family, all right? She now owns and operates the Perfect Circle in Miami and has developed weight training, spinning, personal training, and Pilates classes all in one. Bertha creates a welcoming environment and treats clients like family and welcomes everybody to join her on her journey, and she comes on their journey towards health and wellness. And you can find more information about her at theperfectcircleinc.com. If this is your first time listening to our podcast and you like what you're hearing, go ahead and follow us on your favorite platform. We truly appreciate your support and are truly thankful for it. And when you're also listening to the show and you think of a friend, do them a favor, share it with them, because we all know that sharing is caring, and it's really just a nice thing to do around here. So my last ask is simple. Since we are new, we need ratings and reviews, and we would greatly appreciate it if you would help us reach a wider audience by leaving your feedback, and it also helps us improve the show. By the way, if you have any comments or feedback, feel free to connect directly with me through Instagram at MeetEsco. And I'd love to hear any suggestions and feedback you want to share with me. Now, as we dive into Bertha's episode today, I'm really intrigued to get your opinions and your thoughts about what Bertha is going to share with us. So let's go ahead and jump in and listen to our conversation. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for coming back. I want to welcome Bertha to the show. Thanks for coming on, Bertha. I appreciate you sharing your time with us and your energy and your expertise. So I'd like to start off with a little bit about you. Can you tell us a little bit about your start, your origin story, where you came from and where you're at right now and how you got here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's important. Well, let's see. I was born in Cuba. I migrated to the United States with my parents in 1961 when Castro was taking over and had already taken over throughout the change. They came through Jamaica. They went to New York. They'd never seen snow. And we went to New York. I was in New York for about 11 and a half years. And then I moved to Florida. And it was like a third world country. And I got all kinds of straight A's. I had learned everything already in New York. So I basically became a cheerleader, which I had never done before. And I don't like to be in the limelight, but I like to be a part of something. And that's kind of how I got into this mix. I always exercised, but I did it mentally, not physically. I did it because it was my escape. It was my way of getting out of whatever was going on in my life and just doing something extraordinary. So that's what I chose to do. And I got a job in radio, which led me to talk on a microphone, which allowed me to see, it was really cool. I was the receptionist, and I went into promotions, and then I became the sales, what they call a sales promotional director. I managed 6 salespeople. Then I had a sales manager talk me into becoming a salesperson. The radio station changed formats from Zeta 4 to I-95 bumper-to-bumper hits. I speak fluent Spanish, so I was the only one that could write copy, which is a commercial, and be able to say the copy and be able to enunciate in English and Spanish perfectly without missing a beat. So that was a whole other ball game. I lasted 6 months as a salesperson. I couldn't compete with the major advertisers with ad agencies. They'd come in and want to do a blitz, and there went my guy. So nobody in the Cuban market had more than 2 or 300. So what I did was I married them. So I took 10 advertisers, $300 each, and I put them together. They gave me a $3,000 campaign. I saved them money because I wrote the copy, I did the commercial, and I gave them each a tagline. So my background in advertising allowed me to, everything I've done this far has allowed me to do what I do. Got it? Everything.
Love it.
So I did that for 6 months. Then I got a really great job offer from Matthew Bell, QAM sales manager. Come work for me. I said, fine, you'll have no competition. Yeah, no competition. The station was AM, was country, closing in 6 months, and it was on Arthur Godfrey Road. Walked in, there was nobody there but one person. I'm like, where's everybody? Matthew said, oh, I didn't tell you. We're not going to be on the air after 6 months. We are shutting down. I just needed somebody in the interim. So he wasn't forthcoming. Went
Mm.
into a serious depression. Always found an excuse to exercise. I did Jackie
There we go.
Sorensen's aerobic dance, but always found an excuse. Was always leaving early. I had to go to the doctor. I went to more doctor appointments, never going to the doctor, going to work out. To me, working out was my medicine, my escape. So I
Yeah.
was always working out. And I didn't work out every day. I worked out 3 or 4 times a week. Jackie Sorensen's aerobic dance. There was a teacher that I loved, two of them, Sarah Bogart and Gwendolyn Pons, and she was Corey's mom. Corey's was my friend from high school. She was, Carolyn Pons was 50, and she was a beautiful soul, and I want to be just like her. I thought, oh my God, I'm 16. She's 50. She's my buddy's mom. And she had such pep in her step. And I learned the fundamentals of exercise through Jackie Sorensen's aerobic programs. But you didn't get paid a lot. And push came to shove. I worked in finance all my life. I hated it, but I did it. After radio, I was depressed for a couple months. I did nothing, honestly. And I just went back to school. Went to Miami-Dade Community College under the director of Mary Mahan. Started working with athletes. Started teaching aerobics as a credit, and it was really cool.
Nice.
Went to I got paid $10 a class, and I didn't care. I learned how to. I worked with Mike Piazza. He's an athlete. He's a catcher. Was a catcher for a very good catcher.
Yeah.
He was at Miami Dade at the time. I worked with a semi professional soccer team. So I started my involvement with athletes.
Right.
Worked with the Miami Dolphins. I worked with Columbus baseball team. So I started to learn the difference between athletes and people, and how they're similar and how they're
Mm.
different. And basically, it's just one thing: it's their mind.
Mm.
That's how they differ.
Yeah.
They differ because the athlete is always going to try and is always going to try to make them better.
Yeah.
Uh,
Determined.
yeah, determined. We're not.
Love it.
We give up. The beginning is really easy. It's really like, oh yeah, I want to do that. The middle gets really tough, and that's when we quit. And then the ending, we know what we want, but we usually don't get there.
Yeah.
So we go from place to place to place. So all that led me into becoming a fitness director for the Miami Lakes Athletic Club, which became Shula's. Was there for 12
Don
years.
Shula's. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But before it was Don Shula's, I worked with the Miami Dolphins for 7 years because I was the fitness director of the Miami Lakes Athletic Club before the training camp was established in Nova University. They stayed in the hotel and they worked out in the actual gym, and I was able to teach them there.
Nice.
Also, yeah, it was really super cool. And I met he had the bagel shop. What was his name? He was a safety. Zach
Oh,
Thomas took his place. Offered. I met I was good friends with a few of them, not all of
uh,
them, just a few of them. I was very good friends with the Shula family. I always went to their home. I went to their home for Super Bowl. Incredible. Mrs. Shula was incredibly gracious. Um,
oh,
Everything
nice.
matched. The piano matched the curtains, matched the rug. Everything.
Right.
It was really cool. But because I took care of homes while I was the fitness director and while I was just teaching. So to make a long story short, which is impossible, I um, I was sitting there with Alfred all one time. He had double torn biceps, so they were like
Mm.
balls at the end of
Oof.
his arms.
Right.
Didn't it looked like it was painful? He said it doesn't hurt me. It
Uh-huh.
doesn't bother me. I said, you have that fixed. You have the money. And he said, there'll always be somebody better than you. Somebody smarter than you, somebody more talented than you, somebody younger than you, but there's only one you. Don't ever forget that. That's what he told me as he was doing the leg press when everybody was on vacation and he was working out. Because he said, I will give up my spot to the next person that comes around. I'm not opposed to that,
Right.
but they're not taking it from me.
Mm.
That's the difference. They're not going to take my spot because they're better. I will retire and I will give it to them, but they're not going to take anything from me. And life, and I learned a lot. It was always a very mental and physical connection between working out, athleticism, because we're
Right.
athletes of life.
Hmm.
Aren't we athletes of life? So we are
Yeah.
athletes.
Yeah. I know Shakespeare says that we are actors on the stage
Oh,
of
really?
life, but no, but we're athletes. The athletes is a better terminology.
There we
Your
go. We have to,
challenges and obstacles will come
yeah.
at us, and that's how you have to overcome it as an
Yeah.
athlete mentality. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So good.
Don't give up. It's
No.
not going to go your way. You're going to play the game and you're not going to go in there saying I'm going to lose this game. You're going to go in there saying I'm going to
Mm-mm.
win. But you may
Right.
not. What are you going to do then? Are you going to cry over spilt milk that you didn't win? You didn't win.
You didn't
Somebody's
win.
got to win. Just like the Super Bowl coming up next week. Someone's going to
Yeah.
win. To me, they're all winners. They got to that level, they're all
Yeah.
winners. But that
It's how you look
that's
at it for
that,
sure. Yeah.
yeah, it's how you look at it. So that
So good.
that brought me to the Miami Lakes
Yeah.
Athletic Club. And
Okay.
then there, I never wanted to open my own place. I never say never, right?
Right.
I did not want to do this. This was not anything in my list. This sort of was a commitment I made to someone, and I am an individual of my word, and I honor what I say. So she was I had a business partner who did not do right by me, but it's okay because she did right by me. Do you know what I mean? Like she didn't do the
Mm.
right things, but it turned out to be the right thing.
Gotcha.
So unfortunately, that's how life works. It's not always the right thing that happens to you. Bad things happen to good people,
Right.
people that have a good heart, but you can't help it. So um, I said yes to her. I never thought she'd go for this. A year and a half prior to this place, there was a place in Broward, 3 times this size, and we were ready to go, and I had done the business plan, and we presented it to the Cooper City department because you had to go in front of them and make your case. And there was a small personal training center in the shopping center. He had he had a non-compete clause. He refused us, so I didn't know. I
Yeah.
had no idea. I went to him actually before I even made my presentation. I said, look, come to our place, rent from me. You can have all the clients. I thought, what a since I was used to marrying things, I thought, what a great marriage. Well, it ended up to be a great divorce. But nonetheless, I would have failed there. So it was a protection mechanism for myself. I
Mm.
would have not made it there. It was too big. So
Right.
I came here as a freak. I came here to pick up venison from Joey. And I thought, I grew up in this area. I learned how to drive in this parking lot. This was an Ace hardware store.
Right.
Sedano's next to me. And I saw that place and I said, that would be a great place. And I had no idea about this place. And when I called the landlord said, nope, not available. So I said, all right. So I called up my former business partner and I said, look, I never thought. She's a Miami Lakes girl, never worked a day in her life, didn't know anything about anything. She loved the idea of owning a business. Didn't realize how hard it was to own a business. I did. Why would I want to do that? I want to sleep at night. I want to know where my next meal's coming from. Here it's like so nonetheless,
Yeah.
her husband agreed at the time. They since got divorced and we opened up this place, but around 3 to 4 years we lost our landlord. He passed it down to his brother. His brother passed away. His brother handed it to his kid. His kid really didn't want it, so he kind of sold it. And we were the only place here with a lease. And because of all of the craziness and the way we opened, we actually signed the lease in February. Did not open till October 28th. So my business partner who handled the finances didn't realize that you still have to give 90 days prior to the renewal of your
Yeah.
lease.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for
Right.
sure.
Well, she messed up.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
The new landlord evicted us, tripled our rent, and he's a very tough landlord,
Yeah,
uh, fair as landlords are. Landlords got to make their money too,
of course.
but one thing has led me to
Right.
another.
Well, yeah, your origin story is definitely part of that, but you know how you got to the where you're at now. I love that part, and that's what we want to definitely understand. All right, Bertha, thanks for sharing that. And so now, you know, we talk about life being a roller coaster, and you mentioned that you use that analogy as well. You know, it has ups and downs, lefts and rights, and we all need guardrails to make sure that we stay on track. What has been like a guardrail in your life that you can share that's helped you stay on track and moving forward to your goals?
The threat and the fear, which I do not let in, of not having this. Those are my guardrails. At any moment, all of this could be taken away, whether it's by me not being around,
Yeah.
or whether it's by what has happened with COVID and some of the other things, inflation. And prior to that, this is not my first merry-go-round. I've been here for 25 years. So I've seen quite a bit of things come and go. But the roller coaster ride keeps me going. I love roller coasters. It's my thing. I like
Right.
the thrill of being on it. I love the carnival, but I don't like every ride. And there
Right.
are some rides I can't do anymore. So I look at it that way,
Mm.
that at any moment, anything can be taken from me, whether it's my fur babies, because I rescue cats, or
Mm-hmm.
whether it's this place and realizing I had a business partner, it's gone. I had people that were coming in here and doing things and they're gone. So nothing is permanent. Everything has the adaptability of growing, of changing, well, we don't have dinosaurs anymore, but we have their fossils.
Yeah.
So I like to create a legacy of not quitting. The
Right.
inheritance is the monetary value that I give
Right.
something. I will leave you an inheritance, but it's more important for me to leave a legacy. And that legacy is give it to me in life.
Right.
Don't cry for me. Smile and know that I did it my way. That old Blue Eyes Frank Sinatra song. I did it my way. Period.
Yeah.
It's a roller coaster.
One of the things that sounds really clear for me is death, right? And sometimes that
Yeah.
could be the guardrail, right? Hey, we're all gonna die. Make sure that
Yeah.
we do as much as we can right here, right now. That's it. Like that's
Yes.
super important.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. Awesome.
Yes. We're all going to
Um,
die.
that's great. So now life is full of obstacles and challenges, and we all know this. And so I'd love for you to share an obstacle or challenge that you had and how you were able to overcome it.
I've, I have them all the time.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
have some are bigger than others, but I do have obstacles and challenges every day.
Right.
The biggest, I read a book called The Four Agreements. Be
Right.
impeccable
Yes.
with your word. I have no problem with that. Always do your best. I have no problem with that. I have a problem with taking something personally, and I have a problem with making assumptions because I can create a story in my brain and make it make perfect sense, and it has nothing to do with what the actual thing is. So I do have a little bit of a sticky point on that. My biggest challenge is
Yes.
how do I how am I okay with people not liking me? I want everybody to like
Mm,
me and I want everybody to love what I do and
yeah.
everybody to see how hard I work, and they don't.
Sure.
So I learned and am learning and will continue to learn that not everyone is you. That's all. It's so
Yeah.
simple, yet so complex.
Right.
And I work on it every day. Whether someone has a need to cancel a membership, it's killing me. It's only $85. I know that. However, it's a lot of money for me right now in these times because it's I need every penny I can get. Got it?
Sure.
Okay. Every penny I can get. But they're going through their own problems. So how is it because they don't like me? No, it has
No.
nothing to do with that.
Yeah. Nothing to do with that. Yeah.
So that's my biggest working challenge, that the others have come, they've gone, have climbed the
Sure.
mountain, have gone over the mountain. It doesn't matter what mountain it is. You're going to go to the top. if it's your mountain and you got to come down because you can't breathe up there.
So
You
share
can't
again,
drive up there.
how do you overcome that? Somebody's struggling with that issue, like, oh my
Okay.
gosh, they don't like me. What's the problem? How do you overcome it? Tell us, share us what, like,
Okay.
the nugget.
Okay. Okay. What I tell myself every day is
Yes.
it's not about you.
It's
It's
like the
about
song. It's
them.
not it's not about you. You might think this song's about you. This
Yes,
song's not
it's
about
not.
you.
It's not. Get over yourself. It's not about you.
Yeah,
And like I got to tell myself, I'm not that important. I'm
right.
not that individual. I'm not that it's not about me. It's about them and the way that they have perceived
Right.
whatever's going on in their life. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm not in their shoes.
No,
I have no
they have their own
idea.
hurts, their own baggage they're
Yes.
carrying around, and
Yes.
that's it.
Yes.
That's simple. Awesome.
But people want to lay it on you.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to not let in. I always remind myself, Bertha, the boat doesn't sink because it's got a hole in it. The boat sinks because it's letting the water in. That's why the boat sinks. Doesn't sink because it's got the hole. You could tape up the hole, you could cover the hole, you could lay on the hole. But if you don't get that water out, if you don't get that negativity out of you, if you don't release it somehow. And for me, I started thinking that's why I
I
exercise.
love that. And that's why you actually, I love it.
That's why.
I love it. Because the hole could be in a different place. It could
Yeah.
exist. The hole's there.
Yeah.
But if it lets the water in, then that's the problem.
Yeah.
Go back to the root
Right.
cause. That's the problem. Is not let that,
Right.
you said negativity,
Right.
like the analogy
Can't.
of the water coming into the boat being negative.
Can't.
But water necessarily is not negative. Water's a good thing.
No.
But
Water's
in
a
that
good thing.
instance, it is not good. You want to make sure you survive and you get through
Correct.
to wherever you're going to get to. Your goal that you want to
Correct.
get to. I love it. I love it. That's awesome.
Correct.
Thank you, Bertha. That's awesome. I
You're
love it.
welcome.
So, talking about perspective and
Okay.
how we encounter that. What's one of the biggest issues that you see in the fitness industry right now that needs improvement? How do we overcome it?
It's a difficult question, but this is my biggest.
This is your chance. Bertha, this is your chance.
This is my biggest gripe about
rip it up
fitness.
and just like,
Okay?
yeah, let's go.
It took you 30 years to gain 45, 50 pounds, but you want to lose it in 3 weeks. I'm like, and they promised them that. The fitness industry, the diet industry, because
Right.
it's money.
It's all together.
So
Right.
it's money. It's follow. I always tell people, follow the money. You'll have your answer.
Right.
You'll have it no matter what it is. It could be politics. It could be fitness. It could be eating. It could be stocks and bonds. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. You follow that money. You know exactly where it's coming from. So my biggest gripe with the fitness industry has always been the same. And that is what, and I tell people, I'm not here to promise you a rose garden because that rose garden has thorns and
Right.
it's not easy. And like I tell everybody, I'm here to facilitate something so that you can do the work. I'm not doing the work. Don't thank me. Thank yourself. I provided the venue. You did all the work. You did all the planning. You did the recruiting. And a lot of people don't see it that way because the fitness field, especially at the beginning of the year, lose 20 pounds. Go on this eating habit. And the first 3 letters of diet are what? D-I-E. Die. Okay, so I follow a lifestyle of eating. That doesn't mean I don't eat chocolate. Doesn't mean I don't eat ice cream because I do, or cake, or natilla, which is really good, or arroz con leche, which I have people here that make it that I down, but I don't eat it all the time, and I make sure that I find a way to exercise. Input and output. I put
Right.
too much calories in me, I'm going to gain weight. And if the fitness industry were real,
Yeah.
that's my biggest thing. If they were real and they told people what they needed to hear, not what they wanted to hear, I think we'd all be better off for it. But we're not.
Let's get
We're
real.
not.
Let's get real.
We're not.
Right.
Yeah.
That's 100%.
We're not.
I
Less
love
than 2% of the people exercise. There's a problem with that.
Yeah.
There's a problem. They'll do their hair first, their nails,
Yeah.
their eyebrows, their eyelashes, their tattoos. They'll do everything first.
They'll do a
Everything.
liposuction.
Yes.
They'll do some kind of
Yes.
treatment that's
Yes.
going to cost them
Yes.
thousands of
Yes.
dollars before they go ahead and get their
Yes.
nutrition in check
Yes.
and then
Yes.
go to the gym. And So
Yes.
it's a problem. But listen,
Yes.
it's what's quick, what's the fastest way
Right.
to get the results. That's what people
We
want.
want instant gratification.
That's it. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
baby
For
cries,
sure.
give him a bottle. That baby
Yeah.
cries, change a diaper. That baby cries, feed it. It's crying for a reason. And then it
Yeah.
doesn't stop crying. And you're like, what the hell's wrong? Let me take it to the doctor.
Right. Go is a beautiful word to hear when you're scoring on the soccer field. This last World Cup was won by Argentina because of one important player. Yeah, you got it. It was the goalie. He secured the win for the team, and in the same way, ReviewBiz platform will catch negative reviews before they go online. In addition, it helps you score and promote fresh new reviews so you can crush the competition. So don't let those big box gyms take your clients. ReviewBiz will help you build your online presence and turn your own members into your best sales reps. Get your first 5 reviews for only $1. All you got to do is go to reviewbiz.io/try to get started. Right. I love it. I like you for unpacking that for us. And so, in your life, you told us about some people that pretty influential. And I want to make sure, is there any particular story that you want to share with us of a person or people that have influenced you in your business, in your life, that you'd like to unpack for us here?
All the people that didn't do right by me, they actually were my greatest teachers and they were my greatest mentors because their disbelief in me and their belief that I would fail. And I did many times. And I will continue to fail. That means I'm growing. That means I'm learning. Failure to me is not what traditionally we believe failure is. To me, failure is something that is necessary. That baby learns how to walk, it's going to fall. And it's going to fall a lot. It's going to be scared, but it's going to keep getting up. And to me, it's not how many times I have fallen, and I have fallen by many. My business partner, the loves of my life that have walked out, that, you know what? If it wasn't for my benefit, it would not have occurred. I know that. And that's what keeps me going. No matter if it's a person, place, or thing, if it's not mine, if it's not meant to be, it is the timing of things that I need to come to terms with. Not my timing, the timing. There's a difference. Okay? Moses, I sort of relate to David and Goliath, Moses and Abraham. Those are my 3 go-to people.
Those are good.
That being said, Goliath was a giant, a mountain. Yeah. We all have them, a challenge. David was a puny little thing, and no armor fit him, and everybody was like, "You're a kid."
Yeah. He didn't want it. He didn't want the armor.
Want it.
He's like, "Get this stupid stuff off of me. I don't work like this. This is not me."
Yeah, he may be big, but he's too big to miss. Yeah. See, that's what you guys aren't seeing. You guys are seeing what you cannot do. I'm seeing what I can do.
Yeah,
and that's probably what keeps me more focused than ever, and why people I know are not going to do right by me. The same people that welcomed Jesus Christ with palm fronds on Palm Sunday are the same people that yelled, "Crucify him."
Exactly.
Same.
Yeah.
So,
and it's interesting because this is really key. Those 2 stories, perspective is a big proponent, and I'll tell you why. David, when he looked at the Goliath, he didn't see a giant. He saw who's this uncircumcised Philistine. That's bad mouthing us. This
yes.
Guy. Get out of here.
Yeah. And why are you doing that?
And then the same people that you just said that those proms, like they wanted Jesus in this box, and to him to be like this, to be David and be this glorious king that's going
with a crown
that's going to and unite everybody and then conquer the Romans and battle and fight, and he wasn't, and he's like, no, crucify him, right? And so it's so interesting. I love those 2 stories. They relate with perspective on how you see things. It makes your reality and how you get your influence. Your influence is super important. How you get into stuff. So the people, what you just said, is the people who basically said, no, you're not going to do this, or you can't do this. Those are the people like, okay, watch me.
Right.
Those
are the people that influence me. Yes. And it's something to do with fear. See, because fear is like the lion roars. Okay, he's instilling fear, or the bear gets up and it spreads its chest and lifts its arms. It wants you to be afraid. It wants you to turn your back on it and run. It's going to outrun you. No matter
Yeah.
what, it's going to
Yeah.
outrun you. I don't care how
Yeah.
fast you are. It's going to outrun you. You're either going to die because you're too tired, or you're going to die because he beat you. Period. So if you look at them squarely in the eye,
We're growing our businesses, right? We have this thing. What has been something in your life that has inhibited you, has held you back uh, in
okay.
growing your business? What would you take away, and what would you say that you want more of? Like, I want more of this to help me grow faster because I want to get there, right? So
Well,
does
I
that?
look at, yeah, it makes
There's two
sense.
things.
I
There's a
look,
two-part question.
yeah. Um, the thing that has deterred my growth the most
Yeah.
is not now. I mean, I'm sorry, not in the beginning, but now. In the beginning, there was a very loyal, and I feel that that loyalty is being diminished. In other words, I'd rather have a pair of pants that cost me $40 knowing that Shape Up made them rather than going to Target or Walmart and buying four pants at $10,
Mm,
saving $10 and knowing that a brand that made them that I have no idea they're going to break in a month. So to me, the loyalty is being diminished little by little as we travel. And I
mm,
do believe that COVID, the nothing started yesterday. This shit's been planted, excuse my French, a long time ago. You plant the seeds a long time ago, you water them, you let them, some will grow, some won't, find out where they need reinforcements. But that's what I believe. I believe that that loyalty, for whatever reason, um, it started, I thought it started when it was all about me in the 80s. It's all about the customer. The customer's always right. No, they're not. They're not always right. That doesn't mean they should be disrespected. So the two-part question is a funny one because at first I would have to say loyalty. That is being eroded away, sort of like the beaches are. They're being taken from you. So if I could do anything again, if I could have that again, that
mm.
loyalty, that commitment, no matter what, instead of the instant gratification and the nails and the bigger eyebrows and the bigger eyelashes and all of the body contouring, I would be able to, I don't know, run circles around all that, but I'm not. So
Yeah.
I'm here. Now, how am I going to be able to battle that? Okay. Because I have a team in a Super Bowl or in a playoff that's really good. I'm not going to sit there and say, well, I wish they would do. No, this is what they do. How am I going to beat them? How am I going to be better than them? How am I going to get through? I may not win, but at least I'll make an impact. And that's pretty much how I get up every day and do what I do. How am I going to make an impact today on me and others? And I cannot rely on what I do with another all the time, but I can on me. And when I end my evening, as I do every evening, how could I have been better? You were good enough today. You were
Right.
good enough for today. Tomorrow's another day. You'll be good
Yeah.
enough tomorrow for the day. That's it.
That's
Simple.
it. So good. I love it.
Okay.
I love it. Know yourself, and definitely it's a good
Yeah.
takeaway.
It's
Um.
simple things, but so difficult to do. You know that.
Yeah. Yeah. It is right. It's practice. Just add it every day. Gotta have
But
every day.
but
Pour
here's the
into
thing
yourself. Yeah.
that I ask people, why was it so easy when we were kids? Why was it so simple? Because we
Less
didn't think about why.
distractions, Bertha. I would say less
You
distractions.
think?
That's my answer.
You think? Or you think
I
that we were
think so.
fearless? I think we
Of
were
course,
fearless.
that too. We didn't know what we didn't know. We didn't know what could
Right.
hurt us. So
Right.
we're gonna
But why
go.
do we know now? We got up, we fell down when we walked, so why did we get up again? Because we were determined.
Yes, and we had faith that we were going to. Like that's it. Like
Yes.
that. Like our
Yes.
parents didn't give up on us walking, right? They just like, no, you're gonna walk. This is like you have to walk. That's it.
Okay, so
You
I
know.
was born with my legs facing each other. I wasn't
That's
supposed to
right.
walk.
Okay.
Okay, I was not supposed to walk. The doctors told my mom I was in cast for 6 months. I
Uh
had
huh.
to perform these horrible exercises. They said I screamed bloody murder. I do not remember.
Right.
I wasn't
Wow.
supposed to walk. I got up and walked. I never crawled, and I was born butt first. So that's why I do everything backwards, I say. But it's just a little humor. But think about it. They told them, and here I am walking. I had one parent who said to me, "What you see with your eyes may change. What you see with your heart will not. But you'll
Mm.
make a change because your eyes are in your brain, your eyes are in your head. It's an appendage outside your body. Your heart is not." My father was always very much like that. My mother was like, "Oh my God, she fell. Oh my God, what am I going to do?" She was very overprotective. Can't get dirty, can't ruin your stuff. She was very, so I had both sides. I
Mm.
had two sides of the equation. I had my
Mm.
mom, who's very overprotective, who wanted to coddle me, and I had my dad who said, "Leave her alone. She'll get up." And my
Yeah.
father always taught me, come to me with any problem you have, but do not think I'm going to solve it for you. I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, here we go. So the who is the most influential person or people in your business journey?
My members, I learn from them every day,
I
and they
love it.
teach me, and I teach them. It's
Yeah.
all my members. Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. My mom tells me I learn from you, right? It's the same thing. It's
Yeah.
like just
Oh,
because you have
okay.
members doesn't mean you can't learn from them, right? It's good.
Yeah. Yeah. And that
All right.
includes my family, not so much my
Right?
sister, siblings, the kids, the nieces, the nephews, the great
Yeah.
nephews, the
That's
great nieces.
awesome.
I learn from them all the time.
Very
All the time.
influential.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what's one thing? And by the way, listen to your members. You need to listen to them. If you don't
I
listen to
do.
them, then you don't
So
you
that's
don't
how I figured out that
customer centric
they're
is so
not opening
important.
up their emails because they think it's spam. I'm like, no, it's me, because they know
Yeah.
that I would not do that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Right.
why I've never done that before. Go ahead.
Next question is what's one thing you wish you had known when you began your business?
No, nothing. I can't.
Nothing.
I don't have an answer for that because there's nothing. Because I knew it was going to be tough. I knew it was going to be long. I knew it was going to be a struggle. I knew I'd never get a good night's sleep again. It's like when you have a kid. It's a baby,
Interesting. You don't want to know what you don't want, what's not ready
right?
for you. I
I
get
don't
it. I
know.
get it. Okay. Okay. All right.
I, I, I
Maybe, just have the patience to wait for the answers to
yeah,
come when they're coming.
yeah. There's
Maybe
nothing
that.
that I would say. Wow, I wish I
Yeah.
knew that.
Yeah.
You know what? If I would have known it, I wouldn't have been ready for it.
Next question is what's a book, a blog, a podcast, or some kind of media that you consumed that's impacted you positively?
Well, the only thing that like I said before, the four agreements. It took me
Okay.
a year and a half to open up that book. It's 90 some odd pages. It's
Yeah.
four agreements.
Nothing. Nothing.
It's nothing. I had done Dwyer. I had done this. I had done that.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Wayne Dwyer.
it's just too much. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like,
Yeah.
I cannot. I need something to the point. When I read those four agreements and I read just the simplicity, and then also on top of that, it's a book about, I love Starry Starry Night. I love Van Gogh. Beethoven to me is unbelievable. And all of the individuals, Andrea Bocelli and people that are blind, Stevie
Mm,
Wonder, they're blind. Mandy Harvey, who turned deaf at 18. I mean, to me, it's like, whoa, how
love it.
are they how can they do that?
Yeah.
I
And then
do.
the fourth question is what's your favorite online tool right now that you're using?
I would have to say my favorite is posting what we do every day here. And when I was able to
Wait,
do
online
that,
tool. Online.
well, it has to be Facebook or Instagram, or
Okay.
I'm really into review biz right now, actually. I really
Uh,
am. No, I'm
hey
serious.
guys,
I'm not giving you
I
no
didn't
hype.
prompt her. I didn't prompt her right
No,
there. It's
I
right
was just,
there.
but I'm really into that right now
Yeah.
because people, and the carousel, the floating carousel, because people really like, it's not, it's not that it's, how can I put it? I get wrapped up myself in everyday things. So it's really cool when I'm reinforced on really that I am making an impact, and that this place is making an impact on people.
It's
And
important.
that
Yeah.
it's very important for me. Very. I
No,
believe in
the
this place.
feedback loop is so important to open the
Yeah.
feedback loop to make sure
Right?
that you're hearing your customer. We're talking
Right.
about hearing your customers. Is so you want to be customer centric. What
Yeah.
tools are you using to do that? Like, it's important to do personal outreach, but
Yep.
you're so busy in your day to day, and what you're using is so good. I'm
Yeah,
glad
so
you see that.
I reach out to them that way, and I'm able to
Good,
customize my response to them on a review. Like, I don't just have a generic thing that I write with everybody. I know who they are, and I
right,
personalize it because that's what they
good,
mean to me.
yeah. That's awesome.
So
That's good. And it's gonna,
cool.
yeah. We can go deep into that, but
Okay,
thank you
okay.
for so much for that little plug there.
You're,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Because you're like a post-it note. I'm like, no, not a I need an online tool. And I love
My online
post-it notes.
tool.
I
Yeah,
got them here. We got stuff here, but it's
I
just
know.
online. It's
I
so
know.
good. By the way, so far you're the first one that said it, so I thank you for that.
Thank you. Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what's one habit or practice that you believe everyone would benefit from?
Chilling out. Don't be chilling out. Just taking a chill pill. Just
Netflix
relax.
and chill.
Whoa, yeah. And I don't know how they can binge watch anything because I cannot. It takes me months to watch one thing. But anyway, just
Yeah,
relax. Rome was not built in a day.
right.
The child did not walk overnight. It
Mm,
took 9 months to grow that baby inside of you.
chill.
It's labor pain for a reason. It's painful.
Right.
Growth and change and evolvement is painful. People don't like it. They don't. Dr. Phil said that when he was on Oprah, when he had those 15-minute
Hmm.
excerpts before he got a show. I don't watch a show. I did watch him on Oprah. And he said people don't like it when you change the rules on them. They don't like it when you try to grow
Yeah.
because they are intimidated. So take a chill pill, everybody. Just relax, take a deep breath. Everything looks a little bit different when you're able to relax.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like if I could do one thing for everybody, it'd be like chill out.
Chill out.
But
Awesome.
they don't like it. They don't like when you say that because it's almost like you're criticizing them. So I never say it.
No,
Take a
it's
chill
okay.
pill.
Chill pill. And then that was it. That's the fast five. Thank you so much. And
Okay, you're
then
welcome.
we're gonna chill with the last question. And this one is gonna
Okay,
help you go back a little bit. And so
okay,
if you could go back to visit 10-year-old Bertha, what
okay.
advice would you give her?
The only one that I would ever give myself: keep going. You're on the right track. Do
Ooh,
not
okay.
doubt yourself. Yeah,
Don't
do
doubt
not doubt
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah, know yourself.
Don't
Yeah,
doubt yourself.
keep
Yeah.
going. Focus.
I
Yeah.
made 3 errors, big errors, in my life, and all 3 were because I doubted what I
Mm,
thought, what my gut told me, what I believed in. 3 times. Because
awesome.
you can't.
Yeah,
What are
Bertha,
you going
thank
to
you so
do?
much. This is yeah, no,
You're
what you're gonna
welcome.
do? Well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do is this has been
Okay.
such an amazing interview, and I really
Thank you.
appreciate the time that you took to be here and share your expertise, your journey
Thank
of
you.
where you're going, and helping us not doubt ourselves, know ourselves, and I hope everybody was able to pick up some nuggets that we
I
dropped.
hope so.
Thank you, Bertha. I really appreciate everything. I thank you so
Anytime.
much, Bertha. Yeah.
You're welcome.
All right,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Hey, that was really good. I really like her humility and recognizing how taking personal issues with clients can be a huge obstacle, but she turns them into helping her business grow. Did you catch the principle of viewing fitness as something for the spirit and mind and not just the body? I would love to hear what stood out for you, so go ahead and drop me a comment on Instagram. You can find me at Meet Esco, and I'd be super grateful to hear from you. Also, if you still need to do so and you thought about someone while listening, go ahead and share this podcast with them. As always, thank you so much for your encouragement, and I truly appreciate you listening to the podcast and helping us improve with your comments. And I'll be seeing you next time in the Growth Zone.